the Diddy documents was released by the feds, and it says that they're looking into Diddy for the Tupac, Cassie, Biggie Smalls, and Kim Porter. They've been speaking with all the witnesses. The investigative team been working, and they're finally about to get justice for all the people and the victims that have stepped forward in the last few months. The first thing is they spoke with Keefe, and they got Sugeknight's side of the story. They were telling them about how the fact that the $1 million indeed did come from PDiddy, and that the middleman ran off with the money. This is the reason why the feds started the RICO process, because they knew for a fact that with all the victims and the allegations coming forward, they had to make sure that the justice was served and actually bring back the reports to the family, so that Tupac's mother, Biggie's mother, all of the people that's involved in this whole thing can finally get rest, because it's been so many years. If you guys want to get justice for Tupac, Biggie, Kim Porter, everybody that's in the situation, comment 222, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because now it's being brought to the forefront. Everything that P. Diddy did and was done in the dark is finally coming to light. After all these years, people have been starting to figure out the real things that's been going on behind the scenes, man. And all of this is what Tupac was trying to warn us about. This is why he was trying to actually change the youth and spread a positive message in everything that he was doing, man. And so from this moment going forward, now the whole world looking at P. Diddy, that he pretty much tricked all of us, and he thought that he was gonna get away with everything, but he ended up getting karma, because he wasn't gonna end up getting away, because now the feds, everybody has turned against him. The people that used to work for Diddy, they're now turning against him. People like Gene Deal, people from the inside of Bad Boys. It was a whole informant, federal informant, who was around the circle. And basically with those statements and with the information that Keefe voluntarily gave forward to the feds when he did the interviews and wrote the book, this is exactly what they need to finally get the justice and bring down and take down P. Diddy. Now 50 Cent, he's speaking to all of the families. He's went one by one to interview everybody. He's doing the documentary and everything, the movie Surviving P. Diddy. He's gonna make sure that all of the stories, all of the other details are gonna get brought forward too, so that people can finally see what to stay away from, and they know how to move and everything like that. Because there's people out there who's just like P. Diddy, and this is what like Tupac, Mike Tyson, and 50 Cent was trying to warn everybody about. They said stay away from all of this mess, and this is how we're able to like uplift the community, because people like P. Diddy, he could have gave back so much more. He could have changed, he could have built a lot of more schools, he could have did a lot of more things to give back, like a lot of other people who have been doing and everything like that. You know that Tupac would have gave back. If he was a billionaire, Tupac would have did way more to change the whole generation and everything like that. Biggie and Tupac, they were already planning on coming together. This is what Diddy was actually scared about and worried about. He knew that if Tupac and Biggie Smalls came together, that it would be over with for him, because what would they need P. Diddy for if they could do it themselves? Exactly. And so this is why he actually tried to go back and forth with Sugeknight to start this whole entire thing off, man. And this is a sad situation, because a lot of people's lives, a lot of families changed, everything has been changed about this. People have been affected due to the fact that P. Diddy, after all these years, he was basically have a whole other plan going on and everything like that. The information that Gene Deal is going to basically say when he's on the stand, when they bring him up to the grand jury, he's one of the witnesses. He's been seeing what Diddy's been doing for many years. He was his inside security head of the whole operations and everything. He overheard the phone calls. He's seen himself with his own eyes what happened to Cassie. Like, he was basically barred from speaking out about it, and the NDA, they expiring now, so everybody that signed those are now coming to the years where they can finally speak out. This is why Cassie, she was able to come forward, and she brought the entire information to the DA's office, and she wouldn't leave them alone until they took the case. This is why the feds put the case on Diddy, because they know that all of these people coming forward is not for no reason. They already have the whole thing going on between the Tupac trial, the case, the grand jury that indicted Keefe, and they went and raided Keefe's house and found the items that they found. What do you think Keefe D is gonna do to get out of that whole situation? He's got a lot of time that they're gonna be throwing at him, and the only way he's gonna be able to go home early or to get everything reduced is for him to basically tell on P Diddy, because after all, that's the guy who was basically telling him to go do the Tupac. He was supposed to be getting the money from P Diddy, so that means P Diddy's the mastermind of the situation, and everybody's basically looking at it like, okay, if he's the head honcho and he sent the bread, he's basically the mafia boss, and that's why they're coming after him after all these years. Plus the fact that they realize that if the feds are coming after him for the Tupac, and they might start the Biggie Rico next, then this is the only opportunity Cassie, Columbus Short, and all of them other people have to come forward, and basically all the Diddy's exes and anyone who's been treated wrong. That's why they came forward with the lawsuits now, because they don't have a lot of time left until the feds Rico hits for the Tupac and the Biggie case. And so this is the open window time frame that Cassie, the 10 other accusers, and the victims have to be able to share their stories and get the DA to come and work with them so that they could get the $30 million like whole entire suit. And this is what Diddy's been paying the people. He paid $30 million to Cassie. He paid another $10 million under the table to an undisclosed person. Like, a lot of people, they're coming in as anonymous as well. A lot of anonymous money was sent from P Diddy to a lot of other people, because they're saying it's labeled as hush money, because if he didn't send them that bread, they would have came out with their whole other, like, another story that basically we would have been shocked about, because this has been happening for many years, and there's a lot of people from the late 90s, the early 90s, around Tupac's time. And there was even things going on around the 2000s. Like, ask everybody who was at Howard University in 2001. That whole situation happened. And then right after that, Jennifer Lopez and Kim Porter, man, this is the reason why Jennifer Lopez left Diddy so quick. She's seen the signs of what was going on. She wasn't going to stick around to find out the hard way like Cassie and Kim Porter found out the hard way. She seen what was going on. She talked to her people, and the decision was made for Jennifer Lopez to leave P Diddy as soon as possible, because this was going to be something to jeopardize her career. She didn't want to mess up anything that she had going, and she believed that she was making just as much good money as P Diddy was making, because she was doing the movies, the songs, and everything like that. But the one thing she needed to do was make sure that P Diddy didn't double cross her and get her into something that she didn't agree with. And so before any of that happened, before the arguments, before she ended up like not being able to leave him, just like what happened to Cassie, she went ahead and called it quits. And this is when they called off the wedding and everything like that. Like, P Diddy, he wanted to get married to Jennifer Lopez so that they could be like the tag team, you know, Bonnie and Clyde and everything like that, just like Jay-Z and Beyonce. But then all of a sudden, Jennifer Lopez came to her senses very quick, and she got like hip and wise to what was really going on behind the scenes, behind closed doors. She talked to the security guards. She seen the surveillance footage of what was going on in Diddy's house, and she talked to the exes, and she found out what happened to Kim Porter, and that was the last and final straw. That's when J-Lo decided that she was not going to be around P Diddy, and that was the final answer and decision. They called off the whole entire relationship, and it was all over the tabloids, it was all over the magazine, on TV, and everything like that. But basically after that moment, this is when P Diddy started looking for a whole nother person. Right after that, he went to a whole nother girl, and then sooner or later he stumbled across Cassie, and this is when he was trying to bring her into Bad Boys. He was trying to get all the bread from her singing, plus keep her locked up at the crib and at the house so she couldn't leave. He even introduced her to Kid Cudi, and then when she was gonna do a song with Kid Cudi's car somehow surprisingly gets blown up, and Diddy was talking about all of this stuff. This is why everything alleged and for entertainment purposes, but we know the stories, we know what the victims have said. Everything that was done in the dark is coming to light. They're putting two and two together, they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and they know that this whole entire thing, all these 27 to 30 years, it's been a chess game, and all these people are chess pieces, and the pawns, they were being used by P Diddy. He's basically trying to get the whole game, and now the whole game got him in checkmate. Everybody working together to make sure that they get the justice from the situation that happened to them. And the first thing we got to do is send our condolences and get the justice, starting with Tupac, Biggie, Kim Porter, Heavy D, Craig Mack. A lot more other people have been in the way and like fell and didn't be able to get a chance to recover from actually dealing with P. Diddy. And this is why the stories of the people who survived P. Diddy is going to be astronomical. And now everybody's sitting back and looking at it, biting their nails on the tip of their toes, on the edge of their seat, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Did he do it? Are the feds going to end up putting him away for good? And did he deserve everything that he's getting due to the fact of the way he treated all the other people? Let me know, subscribe, like, and stay tuned for all the other updates that's coming out.